Okay, so for example number 4, we want to find the polar coordinates of the point with the Cartesian coordinates -3, -4. So this is an xy point here. All right, so kind of go in the opposite direction of what we've been doing so far. So the equations that we have been given that we can use to convert are x equals r cosine theta and y equals r sine theta. We also have the equation x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So first thing, let's rewrite these equations a little bit better, because what we want to find is the theta out of these. We're going to need these two equations to find theta. So take cosine theta equals x over r, and sine theta equals y over r. So these are the equations we're going to use from Cartesian to polar. We're also going to need this equation right here. And the very first thing we want to do, always find r first, if you can. So find r first, which you'll see why. So we know from the information they gave us in this example, we know x equals -3, and we also know that y equals -4. So it's really easy to find r because we can just plug that into this equation. So we end up with -3 squared plus -4 squared equals r squared. So we have -3 squared is 9, plus -4 squared is 16, equals r. So we get 25 equals r squared. I missed my squared all along the way there. So 25 equals r squared, therefore r equals 5. So that's going to help me out a lot. So now let's switch over to these other two equations. We know that cosine of theta equals x, which is -3, over r, which we just found to be 5. Then we also know that sine of theta is equal to y, which is -4, over r, which is, again, 5. So remember, when we get to this point, we've done lots of these problems where we solve for cosine theta and sine theta. And we know that there's going to be two values for each one of these. But when you're looking at your Cartesian coordinate, there's only one point. We do not have multiple options. So we need to know exactly where this point is going to be. Well, I don't have to graph it on the Cartesian coordinate every time. I just need to know which quadrant it's in. Since this is in quadrant 3, I know I need to have a theta value that gets me to that point. So let's use the sine. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter because I don't necessarily want a negative. I don't want a negative theta. So let's just go ahead and use cosine. So arc cosine of -3 over 5. Either one of these we're going to have to go for a second solution. Either one of them you're going to have to do a second solution. So, all right, first one, arc cosine of 3/5 is equal to, oh, I didn't get a negative in there. -3/5 is equal to 2.214. So that is not greater than pi. And as you know, the first solution that we're going to get for our cosine value has two solutions. So there's one up here that works for the cosine, and there's one down there. This is the first answer I get from my calculator. So to get that second solution down here, I need to do 2 pi, since we're working with cosine, 2 pi minus the 2.214. And then that gives me theta equal to 4.0689. Now I'm going to check my work. So let's look at the sine of that angle that I just have in there. So sine of 4.0689, and that gives me -0.8. So that's right on exactly what I want for an answer. So that is my r value and my theta value, and we can write them as a polar coordinate. So we have 5 and 4.0689. Okay, so we're going to switch over to MyOpenMath, and I'm going to show you a couple of different things that you guys will have for homework, and that'll be all for part 1. Okay, so let's look at a couple of your problems on MyOpenMath. This is going to be an example of what question number 1 looks like. Convert the polar coordinates 3 pi over 6 to Cartesian coordinates. So if it's in polar coordinates, that means that it's given to us in the form of r and pi over 6. Okay, and we need to we want to translate that into an xy. So let's start off by writing our equations. We know that x equals r cosine theta and y equals r sine theta. And that's actually all that we need to go from polar to Cartesian. So if we know that r equals 3 and that theta equals pi over 6, we can plug that right into our equations. So x equals 3 cosine of pi over 6 and y equals 3 sine of pi over 6. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and plug those points in. I'll pause here for a second. Okay, so on x we have x equals 3, and then cosine of pi over 6 is going to be the square root of 3 over 2, and the sine of pi over 6 is going to be 1/2. So 3 and pi over 6, we know that this theta value, pi over 6, is going to be in quadrant 1. Our radius here, our r value, is a positive, so we're staying in that quadrant 1. We also know that both of our xy points are positive, so that's a great sign too. So we have 3 square root of 3 over 2 for our x value, and then our y value will be 3. Oops, we forgot a 3 there, didn't we? We caught that. Okay, and then 3 times 1/2, or 3/2, will be your y value. Alright, now let's look at one where we're going from Cartesian coordinates to polar coordinates. So here we have an xy point, and our equations, we need to know our equations. So this one we can say x over r equals cosine theta, and y over r equals sine theta. So same equation, we just have it solved differently so we can solve for that theta. And then also we need to have that equation, x squared plus y squared equals r squared, which is a great equation to have. So we know that x equals 1, y equals -2. First thing that we want to do is to solve for r. So we know r squared is equal to x squared plus y squared. So therefore, that's going to equal 5. So r squared equals 5, and then r is going to equal the square root of 5. Okay, so now we found r. So now we can go up here, and we want to figure out what our cosine and sine is. We need to know the quadrants. So the point 1, -2 is going to be in quadrant 4. Okay, so let's fill out the information we know. We know cosine theta is equal to x over r, and we know that sine theta is equal to y, which is -2, over r. Okay, and we know that we want an answer that is in quadrant 4. So let's just go ahead and stick with our cosine. And cosine is going to give us 2 solutions, or we can get 2 solutions from it. So let's say 1/5 is about here, and then on our unit circle, it's going to touch our unit circle here and here. Okay, so the first answer we get on our calculator is going to be this one, but we want this radian measure right here. Okay, so just remember, first thing that we get when we do the arc cosine is 1/5 is this. We need to get all the way around to here, which is going to be 2 pi minus that first angle. So I'm going to pause and calculate that, and then we'll come back. Okay, well, I'm sure if you are still following along with this video that you already picked up my mistake, which is a really good reason for us to always check our work. If I would not have checked my work, I would not have realized that I made that mistake. So yeah, that should be square root of 5 underneath in for r, and then when you go through, do your arc cosine of 1 over square root of 5, then you get theta is equal to 1.107. But then I did 2 pi minus that because I wanted that second solution that's going to be in quadrant 4, this one down here. Okay, and that was 5.176. So I have the square root of 5 as my r value, and then my theta value is 5.176. And so then I checked it, and I just did the sign of 5.176. Really easy to do once you have that answer on there. Just sign, second, and answer. We'll fill it in there for you. And then check that. Make sure that it equals the negative 2 over square root of 5. When I just had 5, obviously it did not work. But we're good now. Okay, you're also going to have a couple questions like this where they give you a point on a polar graph. And you are going to have to write the r, this is r here, the r theta values, r and theta, where r is greater than 1, so r is positive for the first ones, and then for the second one, we want a negative r. So kind of like I was showing you at the beginning, where we can write these, we could actually write them multiple ways, because we can obviously do multiple thetas as well. But just as far as r goes, we can either write it with positive r or a negative r. So our positive r this time looks like we're going by sixths. So we've got pi over 6, pi over 3, and pi over 2. So I know that because I can count how many sections are in the top half of the graph. And then that tells me what my denominator is going to be for those. You can also compare it to your unit circle and try to figure it out that way too. But they did not have a 45-degree line on there on this one. All right, so this tells me that this point right here with a positive r is going to be 1, 2, 3. So 3 pi over 3. So that's what I'd put in for my first answer. And then for the second one, that we need to know what this radian value is for this side of the pole. So for this quadrant down here, that is going to be 4 pi over 3. I had to check and make sure. So 4 pi over 3, and then we would say negative 3. So negative 3 and 4 pi over 3. And that will be both solutions for that one. Okay, this will be the last problem that we go over. So on this one, we are going to plot a coordinate point, a polar coordinate, on a Cartesian coordinate. So let's translate first. So we know that r equals 3, theta equals 4 pi over 3. So using your equations, we know that cosine of theta, x equals r cosine of 4 pi over 3. And y equals 3 sine of 4 pi over 3. We also know that because of where this 4 pi over 3 is, that we're going to be in this quadrant 4 down here. You can also see that when you put this and look at this on the unit circle. So we're going to have negative 3 halves here, and then this one's here is negative 3 times the square root of 3 over 2. And then they want us just to round to the nearest 1/2. So this is going to be negative 1.5, and this is negative 2.59. So we're going to round that to negative 2.5. So my point is going to go in here at negative 1.5 and then negative 2.5. Now I'm in the wrong program to mark that, but it would be the point right there, and then you'd be good. So just on this one, just remember to round to the nearest half.